Hello, everybody. This is your boy Ken, aka Mr. Gentleman, and I am the host of Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast. If you are enjoying this show, you should also check out the Premier Voice Podcast, hosted by myself, Aaron Kintok Sands, the Star Rider Rod, and Long Live the Chief Mighty Mal, where we discuss many topics within the culture, from music, love, relationships, sex, politics, and many more. We could make you laugh, but the show could also get a little raunchy and may not be for everybody. But if you're willing to take that risk, check out the Premier Voice Podcast every Wednesday, a part of the Premier Powerverse. Other show you could check out on the Premier Powerverse is King Talk with Aaron Sands, hosted by Aaron King Talk Sands every Friday at 12 p.m. Star Time Podcast hosted by the Star Rider Rod every Monday at 12 p.m. And Welcome to the Trilogy hosted by Long Live the Chief Mighty Mal every Tuesday at 12 p.m. Listen and support on every show in the Premier Powerverse. Thank you for listening to this message and enjoy the show. You are now listening to Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast Season 8. Chill! Hello, everybody. This is your boy Ken, aka Mr. Gentleman, 1/4 of the Premier Voice Podcast, and your host of Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast. And welcome to another new episode of Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast. Hope all is well. And at this time, we have our special guest. She is a multimedia journalist. She is the founder of the Lifetainment News. She is also the founder of Fox Hunter Club, and we will be discussing to her about her life as a journalist, the Fox Hunter Club, dating in this generation, and many more. This was a really fun conversation, and I can't wait for y'all to check this episode out. And y'all already know what to do. Sit back, relax, and I'll be right back.
Hey. You are tuned in to the Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast with your host, Ken, aka Mr. Gentleman. And I am Sister Chrissy Christ from A Fistful Podcast. Thank you all for tuning in and enjoy the show.
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. And at this time, the time for Mr. Gentleman Facts, quote of the day. And today's quote of the day is, always be blessed for what you have right now, because you could lose it all tomorrow. And I say this because we all may not have everything we want, but always be happy for what you have right now. Having stuff right now is better than having nothing at all. So be blessed for what you have right now. And that is today, Mr. Gentleman Facts, quote of the day. Hello, everybody. This is your boy Ken, aka Mr. Gentleman, and I am the host of Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast. And this commercial break is brought to you by Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast. On Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast, we interview many guests about their life journey, pretty much where they come from and where they at now. Also promoting their brands or whatever they're doing at the time they come on the show. We also have the host talk about personal stories about himself and everything that he's been through. And also we have fun conversation about anything music, anything old school, relationships, wrestling, and many more. And y'all can tune in to Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast every Sundays at 12 a.m. We are also on every Thursdays at 12 a.m. for Spin-Off Series Thursdays, where we have all of Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast spin-off series all in one day, where we have a conversation about music podcast every first Thursday at 12 a.m. The Old School Show with myself and the Star Rider Rod every fourth Thursday at 12 a.m. And we have Date Night Talk Podcast with myself and Miss Vanna B every second and third Thursdays at 12 a.m. And y'all can tune in to Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast on Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, The Pods, and many more. Or y'all can check it out on the official website of Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast, www.realmrgentlemanlifestylepodcast.com, www.realmrgentlemanlifestylepodcast.com, and tune in every Sundays and Thursdays at 12 a.m. for Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast. Thank y'all for tuning in to this commercial break of Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast. Back to your regularly scheduled program. Cheers!
This is Brownie Marie, founder of the Fox Hunters Club dating app, and you are listening to Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast.
Yes, welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. And at this time, I got my special guest. She is a multimedia journalist. She is the founder of Life News Entertainment, and she is also now the founder of Fox Hunter Club. We got Miss Brownie Marie in the building. Brownie, how you doing?
What's good? What's good? So happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
Yes, and thank you for coming on. I'm not going to lie. I've been wanting you on the show since I started my show back in 2019. So I'm just happy to finally have you on the show. And yeah, let's do this.
Yeah, I'm excited. I've been following your journey. Really proud of the work you've been putting in, you and your team. So happy to be here.
Yes, thank you for that. It really means a lot. But, first thing first, we're going to start with, where are you from?
I grew up in Cleveland, so that's where I spent most of my life, and then I moved to the New York area in 2012.
Okay, nice. New York in the building. Nice. So now I'm gonna ask you some warm-up questions. So, how will you describe yourself in 3 words?
Confident, intelligent, loyal. I would say if I had to choose 3 words to sum me up, that's it. A lot of those are like Leo qualities as well. Shouts out to Leos. We just came out of Leo season. But I think that sums me up for better or worse.
I ain't gonna lie, those are really good choices. All right, give me one thing that bring you peace.
Sleeping. And I don't mean that I'm just like, okay, everyone needs to get their rest. I mean, it really does something for me. I feel changed when I take a nap. I don't really get the opportunity to do that as much as I used to, but even a 20-minute power nap, I just feel like a reset. Like when you reset a computer, it's really important to me. I need 10 hours of sleep, which is a lot. And you can imagine I probably don't usually get that. But when I do get that, I'm like a new person. It just changes everything about me. I tend to be a kind of intense type of personality. And I think that getting that kind of reset balances me out, brings me peace.
I'm not going to lie. I did not take sleep serious until recently now. I didn't.
Yeah.
These days is very important. So I know I never used to sleep like that. Now I sleep a lot now. So I go a lot. Sleep is very, very important. So I agree.
For sure. And the kind of grind, especially in the New York area, it's okay, you always got to hustle and be on and, sleep when you die type of messaging. I'm like, I need to sleep right now or I feel like I'm dying. So yeah, pushing that message.
That's definitely a fact. And what is in your health phone right now? It could be an album, a song, or even a podcast. What's in your health phone right
now? Actually, I don't know if this is controversial, but R. Kelly, TP2.com. I haven't listened to that album in years and years, and it still hits when it first came out. So I know I'm probably going to get some hate for that, but R. Kelly, TP2.
Mixed feelings. You're gonna get mixed reactions.
I know.
Shockingly enough, people do look to R. Kelly, and despite what he did, he is one of the greatest. I'm not gonna hold it. Yeah, he is one of the greatest.
One of the freaking greatest. Yeah.
Let's talk about your life journey. So, how was you growing up?
It was I felt really bored in Cleveland. I kept waiting for something to happen. Like, oh, I can't wait till I get older. I can't wait till I go to college. I can't, just feeling like those next stages would bring more for me. And they did. But when I graduated from college, I ended up going back to Cleveland because I just didn't have the courage to move somewhere by myself. I knew that wherever I moved to, I'd probably not know anyone, and I wasn't ready to do that yet. But it ended up being a blessing because I started working with indie artists in Cleveland. My brother was producing music. I had friends that were rapping and singing and things like that. And I saw an opportunity there because they didn't have publicists, they didn't have managers, they didn't have people around them. So I was writing bios, press releases, writing articles, I was interviewing them. That's what kicked me off actually into entertainment journalism. I started a blog. From there, I started writing for Examiner.com. That's when things blew up for me, getting celebrity interviews and things like that, even when I was still in Cleveland. And that's what encouraged me to move to New York by myself. So, everything happens for a reason. The journey has been kind of full circle. I see the things that I've been through and the things that I've learned, how it's even influencing the app that I developed. So now I haven't hired a publicist yet. I might in the future, but right now I can write my own press releases. I can reach out to media because I have a lot of media contacts and people with podcasts and et cetera. So it's like, wow, this, all was for something great. And I've also inspired a lot of folks along the way. People have reached out saying, you inspired me to start a magazine. You inspired me to be a journalist. So it's been a really great journey, starting from humble beginnings in Cleveland.
And I thought that was really dope. And you are killing it. But
Thank
we're gonna dive more into that. We're gonna talk about all that. We're gonna dive more into all that. But before we get to that, how all that you've been through made you the person you are today?
Yeah, I think that early on I learned to be independent, confident, even when you're not feeling confident, to show confidence. So I learned that very early. I think part of it is also being like an army brat, having to move all the time, being the new kid all the time. That kind of forces you either to step up or step back. So all of those things drove me to be ambitious. They encouraged me to step out on my own and take chances. I don't have a fear that I notice like a lot of people will have, like they don't want to leave a job even though they hate it because, what if I don't get something? What if the next job is worse? What if I don't have those kind of what ifs anymore? Same thing with relationships. I'm just going to stay with this person because at least I know them and I don't want to. Like I've been kind of quick to like drop folks. So I think all of those experiences have affected my personal and professional life for better or worse again, but it's made me who I am.
No, I ain't gonna lie. That's really dope. But you just mentioned that you are a journalist.
Yeah.
So what made you want to go that route? And what was your first journalist job?
So I've always been a good writer, like in school and everything. Those were like classes I did well in. Those were projects I did well in, was writing. I'm trying to think of what actually made me start blogging. I think blogging was just becoming a thing. Writing was just becoming a thing. I saw some news stories and the quality was kind of low. And I was like, I could do this. I could do this a little better, actually. Like, you ever read a news article and there's like typos?
Yeah.
Or like grammatical errors? Or like it doesn't give the information, or they're talking about getting the information from another source and they don't cite the source. Just things I was like, I can do this. And it was interesting to me because I did have an interest in entertainment news and pop culture and things like that. So I think a combination of me being good at it, seeing that there was a market for it, because we really didn't have like quality like journalism. I could really name folks in the Cleveland area who were doing their things as far as reporting, other than maybe like the mainstream news stations. But like that indie blogging really wasn't a thing. Even podcasting wasn't really a thing yet. I was one of the first folks in Cleveland to have a podcast as a woman. A lot of the men were DJs who also had a podcast, but it was really about them being a DJ, so they would just play music and mixes and then talk. But other than like the mainstream radio stations, there wasn't a lot of that. So that's a whole nother thing. But I think that also the need where my friends needed someone to write for them and help them promote their music and things like that encouraged me. And the first paid job I got was examiner.com. That's the first company that actually paid me to write. Shouts out to them. I wouldn't have moved to New York. A lot of things wouldn't have happened if it was. They're out of business now, but that was a really, really great. I could see like where my life turned a corner after working with them.
That's really dope, and you did a lot of amazing things. But of course, that don't stop. You done even more amazing things. But you just mentioned that you did podcasting before.
Yeah.
I know one thing you told me, like you mentioned that you were a co-host on the Nino's Soul podcast.
Yeah.
And also you had another podcast show called Party Time with Brownie.
Yeah.
So tell us about those shows and how was the experience doing those shows?
Oh, that was great. That was my introduction to the podcasting world. DJ Quest 95, he's passed away. Rest in peace to him. Was one of those folks, like I said, DJs who also had a podcast. He brought me on as his co-host, and we had really spike in views when we had certain episodes and putting the conversation out there. Social media was just getting started as well, but it really created a buzz. It led me to the opportunity to have my own show. Shout out to LC, aka Metro, down in Miami. So MOC Radio is the station, online internet station, that gave me an opportunity to have my own weekly show. And I did that every week for years. I did that when I started in Cleveland. And then when I moved to Brooklyn, I kept doing it. Moved to Jersey City, kept doing it. So it was a large part of my life. Got to interview a lot of celebrities for Party Time with Brownie. I had some folks in Cleveland that were literally copying my show. Like, oh, wow. Even like the name of it, like it was ridiculous. But I'm inspiring people, even people that are hating on you or copying you. It's a form of just flattery. Imitation's a form of flattery, as they say. But those shows really taught me discipline in a lot of ways, being committed to doing something every week, not wanting to let listeners down. It also brought me a lot of, I'm not going to say fans, because I don't have like a lot of fans, but I have some people who started following me back then that still follow me now, that still support me. When I started Life Entertainment News, they subscribed. When I started Fox Hunters Club, they became members, and they still follow and support me and retweet and all of that on social media today. So really good opportunity doing the podcast thing. Although I don't think I would go back to it just because I have other focuses now. But it was a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
You know what's funny? That was my next question, like a random question. I would ask you, if you had the opportunity to do it again, would you do it again? That's funny that you were I'm going to throw that out there, but
yeah, I mean, it's a lot of work. You yourself, producing your own show, hosting your own show. It's a lot of work. And now I just have like other priorities essentially, but it was a lot of fun.
Yeah. But is there any way, if we want to listen to those shows, is there any way we could listen to it now, even to this day, or no?
You know what? I tried to find some old episodes and I couldn't. I tried to like pull the old episodes, like maybe I don't know if they're archived or what, but I have some myself. I might like kind of release some snippets along the way because I still have some saved to my hard drive.
Yeah, nice. But funny, I love how this conversation is going because it's like a lot of segues.
Yeah.
So I know the next thing we're going to talk about is Life Entertainment News. How did that start?
I kept getting laid off from writing jobs. So I moved to New York with this idea I was going to be an entertainment journalist and, et cetera, et cetera. And had a lot of success, a lot of, red carpets and celebrities and a lot of great opportunities, met a lot of people. But it was freelance work. And I kept getting laid off. And I wasn't making a lot of money. Not that I was doing it for the money, but, certainly would help. Yeah. So then I ended up having to get a full-time job and then just writing on the side. And then I was still getting laid off. So after I got hired by Top Buzz as a freelance writer. This was during COVID. And I got laid off and I was just done. getting laid off for something that was really, at that point, like a side project, hobby type of thing. Um, when you get laid off, especially when a site shuts down, they'll remove all of your articles. So everything I wrote from examiner.com is gone. Everything I wrote for access.com is gone. Top Buzz gone. You know what I mean? So that's another thing. Like, that sucks. That sucks. These great interviews that you put a lot of time into and articles that you're proud of are just gone with the wind. Sometimes they give you a little notice that they're going to be shutting down, so you can like download everything. But it sucks, and I was tired of it, and so it was during COVID. I had a lot of time, and I said, I'm gonna just start my own site. And I should have done this a long time ago. I had the blog site back in the day, but this was going to be an entertainment news site. I had a couple of my friends that were writers come on and help. I put up my old articles, so I was able to like republish them, which felt really good. So that it's there. That won't be snatched down again. And I focused heavily on the newswire section because I get so many press releases emailed to me from publicists trying to get me to cover their client or their event. And obviously I just don't have the time or energy or interest a lot of times to actually cover it or interview or whatever the case. But what I can do is publish your press release for you, put it on the newswire section, put it out on socials. So the publicist's like, oh, I appreciate that. Cause that's still like a click for them. They have to report like how many of their clients and things they're trying to promote actually get coverage. That's part of how they get paid. So they're like, oh, great, sure. Like, it's fine that you can't do the interview, but if you could post a press release, and I'm like, done. Because that's just an easy, maybe like 10 minutes for me. So Life Entertainment News has been a blessing. I don't put a lot of energy into it anymore just because of Fox Hunters Club priority, but I still want to keep that credential. It still helps when I do want to attend and cover an event. I have that media credential. If I want to, interview someone, if I come across them, I can actually put the interview up, and I don't have to worry: is my editor going to approve this? When is it going to go out? It's mine, So Life Entertainment News, that's something that I'll probably, I want to say always keep going in some capacity. I would like to, at least that would be the goal. And I still have my subscribers who are like looking for content, purchasing merch and things like that. So yeah, that's one of my babies, Life Entertainment News.
That is dope. And if my audience wanted to read your article, where can they read the Life Entertainment News?
Oh yeah, I guess I should plug the site, huh? It's lifeentertainmentnews.com, lifeentertainmentnews.com. On socials is Life ENT News.
You're dope. Like I said, you killing it. You say I'm killing it. You killing it. You're like you do a lot. And you also now got the Fox Hunter Club. But before we get to the Fox Hunter Club, I really do want to talk about that. You mentioned about you interview many guests from Wycliffe John, Carmela Anthony, just to name a few. So if you had to pick a dream guest to interview at any time, who would it be? Name 3 people.
So Denzel's the first person that comes to mind. Denzel Washington, my favorite actor, a lot of people's favorite actor. That would be a dream. Haven't even met him yet. I would be, privileged just to meet him. Maxwell is my favorite singer. I've met Maxwell like at meet and greets and like at events, but I've never interviewed him. I actually reached out to his publicist to try to interview him. And she was like, oh, like he doesn't have time. And she like pushed me off to another artist, which I was happy to interview. But so, yeah, Maxwell being my favorite singer, I would love to interview Maxwell. I would say Michael Kors would be really cool. I own a lot of his products. I like his mission around like social justice and equality. I haven't met him, but he seems like he'd be cool. He seems like he'd be like fun, a little snarky, sarcastic. We'd have a great time and crack up laughing. One of those interviews where I like actually enjoy the guest a lot. So I think those are the 3 that I would call out.
No, those are good choices. I mean, of course,
Mm-hmm.
Denzel's a legend. Michael Cole's dope. Maxwell, definitely a really dope
Mm.
artist.
Yeah.
But by the way, he just released a Tiny Desk series recently. Yeah,
What?
yeah, like
How did I miss this?
literally like I think last week. I think like it just
Oh
literally just came out.
man.
It literally just came out. It literally just came out. But
Okay.
yeah, Maxwell is that Maxwell is a dope artist. So I'm not gonna hold you. He's a dope artist.
Mm-hmm.
So now to get to it. So you started a new venture called the Fox Hunter Club. So tell us, what is this Fox Hunter Club? Exactly. What is it? Like,
Can
tell
you
us.
believe I started a dating app like from
Mm,
scratch, like a dating app? It's crazy. I did that during COVID. I started working on it during COVID,
mm,
and we just officially launched in April of
mm,
this year, 2024. So I worked on it, you could say on and off for like 4 years. Big undertaking, a lot of uncertainty and things like that in the meantime. But the Fox Hunters Club, what makes it unique, there's a million dating apps out there.
yeah.
What makes it unique is it's for millennial women
Mm,
who want committed relationships, serious relationships with Gen X or older men.
mm,
So you would think like no one's doing that. No, no one's doing that. So right now, if you're looking for like that kind of age gap relationship, there's only sugar baby apps.
mm,
So it's for people who want to be a sugar daddy, sugar baby, transactional relationship.
mm,
Also, a lot of those apps are skewed for younger women, college women, and like older men.
mm,
Is that idea that it's like a young college girl who's attractive and she's struggling, and then some older man with money that like gives her money and takes her on trips. Like this is the image that these apps are putting out as far as their marketing.
mm,
So no one is having that serious relationship component to it, which is really disappointing. My interest has always been men that were older than me, and it's never been a sugar baby relationship.
mm,
That's not the point. I'm not looking for money from these men. I don't need their money.
mm,
People assume that when you date someone that's older, they see like a younger woman and an older man, they assume she's a sugar baby. So I'm trying to break down a lot of these stigmas, but that's what Fox Hunters Club is about. And we launched in New York,
mm.
and then moved into Jersey, Central Jersey, South Jersey, and Philly. We just launched in Philly on August. Oh, I don't remember the date. It was like mid-August. I should know.
But first thing first, congrats to that, because that
Thank
is
you.
yeah amazing thing, and that's amazing. I'm not gonna hold it, because it is a lot of more people that need dating apps, stuff like that.
Yeah,
Yeah, so that's amazing. Congrats to you on that.
thank you.
Second, I can't be a part of it because I'm not even in the age bracket, so all like thing.
Okay.
But that's but I go that's a dope there. Can they download it now on where can they download it if they want to check it
Yeah,
out?
so it's available in the App Store and the Google Play Store. So whether you have an iPhone or Android, you can get onto the Fox Hunters Club.
Nice, that's dope. And once again, congrats to you on that. So
Thank you.
what do you want your audience to get out of the Fox Hunter Club?
I really want folks to find their person. A
Mm,
lot of these apps, if you ever use the dating app, they give you so many options about what you're looking for.
mm,
Looking for something casual? Are you looking to hook up? Are you looking for a friend? That is not why, in my opinion, that is not why you should be on a dating app.
mm.
You should be on a dating app for dating, which hopefully will lead to something real, and you can delete the app and you can be done with the mess, because it's a mess out here,
Gee,
honestly.
gee Louise.
It
Yeah,
is,
geez
it's
Louise.
a mess. I really want people to find their person. If you are the type of person that wants to be in a relationship that's healthy and happy and that you're building together, I want that to be a reality. And I'm speaking to millennial women as a millennial myself. A lot of my single friends are in their mid 30s, late 30s, still single, don't want to be, and they're dating men that are acting like they're in their 20s. The men are cheating, they're lying, they don't want to settle down, they're pretending they want a relationship when they don't. We're too old for that. We're too old. And I've been preaching this since I was younger. Even then, like, you're not going to have someone, if you're in your 20s, a man in his 20s generally is not going to be trying to settle down. But unfortunately, the same is true now. If you are a 35-year-old woman, a 35-year-old man probably is not going to be where you are. He may or may not. But guess what? Somebody maybe in their early 40s, mid 40s might be in a different place. Somebody who might be 50 or in his mid 50s, he's probably already been married before, already has kids.
Yeah.
And another thing that comes with it, you get treated way differently. My experience, I had someone ask me on social, like, oh, why would you date an older man if it's not for money? So it's like, I got to open her eyes a little bit. Like, the way you are treated for me is night and day. Night and day. You're actually going on dates. He's actually planning dates. It's not just this, oh, let's hang out. Oh, what are you up to? This. No, you plan something. I hear these complaints from women all the time. My friends and family members are going through it right now. I was going through it when I was single. It's like, these are time wasting people. They just want to hang out. If you are free, then okay, let's go do, no, plan something. Just that simple thing, courting someone. It's something that unfortunately men of a certain age weren't taught or weren't expected to do. And older men, it's like second nature. It's like, of course. So I got more attention. I got more of what I wanted. I got more honesty, even if they weren't, like, a lot of them have been married before and they would say, I don't ever want to get married again. Cool. But they would tell you that right up front. Yeah. They're not playing this game of, I'm going to pretend like I want to settle down when they actually have no attention and they have all these other women. Yeah. So I can talk about this forever, but I really want my millennial women.
You got time.
I really want my millennial women to just step outside the box. There's an assumption like, oh, he's older, like he's fat or he's bald or he's like unattractive. If you look at older men, that's not the case. Like, if you look at a lot of the guys, they're like, say, in their 40s or 50s right now, they're taking care of themselves. They're in shape. They're still like active and fun and want to travel and do things. So it's not like you're taking care of some old man. People have this impression of like kind of the Anna Nicole situation. No disrespect to her, rest in peace. But you don't have to be with an old 80-year-old man in a wheelchair when I say older man. I had one woman ask me, I told her about the app, and she kind of frowned, and she was like, well, how old are the men? Well, how old do you want them to be? You choose on the app what age range you're looking for. And that's the people that you will see presented to you as you like swipe through and try to get a match. So if you're looking for someone 100 years old, cool. If you're only looking for someone a few years older than you, cool. Someone your own age, that's cool too. Like, all of those options are available for you within the app. But I just want my millennial women, try something different. Speaking to the women, because the men, you don't even have to like convince them. They're like, oh yeah, sure. Like a younger woman, I'd love that. There's no, barrier. And on most dating apps, it's mostly men, like 60-40, men to women. But for the women, I'm putting the message out there that when I say older man, I don't mean a grandpa, although he might be one. I don't mean necessarily a grandpa if that's not what you want. I don't mean someone where you're changing his diapers and you can't go anywhere and he's near death. That's not at all what I'm talking about. But unfortunately, that's where people's mind goes. So it's a lot of education also, as I'm talking about the app, that you can have something that is what you've always wanted. And maybe you need to look outside of that age range that you've been dating in order to find that.
And I'm not gonna lie, like I said, thank you for sharing that, and thank you for creating this ad, because it's definitely needed.
Yeah,
and I do agree. Not only on the women's side, but on the men's side, at least for me, I should say, they in this generation been really different.
Yeah,
really different. From the dating ads, from going out, it's been really different. And like you said, it definitely is a mess.
It's a mess. I mean, the way that our culture is now is a mess. Everything is like texting instead of phone calls.
Yeah.
Texting instead of actually going on a date. It's like Instagram DMs.
Yeah.
Like, how you meet someone is how you meet them, but then how are you going to get to know that person and keep them? I'm not going to get to know you over text. Like, come on now. There would be times when I was on dating apps, we're chatting on the app, get to know each other, like the basics. What do you do? How old are you? Do you have kids? Blah, blah.
Yeah, yeah.
And then you get to a point where you're like, we're going to exchange numbers, and then, exchange numbers, and then it's still texting. It's not phone calls. And then it's texting or maybe even calls for like 2 weeks. And I'm like, are we going to go on a date? Like, come on now. It's really disappointing, especially when you're actively trying to find someone.
Yeah, yeah.
And you're putting in that time and you're on the app. I mean, it's exhausting. Yeah. It's like having another job when you're actually trying to find someone on these apps. And on top of that, I was going out in person too. Yeah. So I was on the apps, and I would go out in real life and go to bars or lounges or go to events or hang out in the city, meet up with my girls, trying to find a dude. And that's tiring, right? Yeah, you go to an event, you're looking around, and you see maybe a couple guys that are attractive, and then you see, okay, they're married. Or you see a couple guys that are attractive, but then like they don't come over and talk to you. They're like talking to other people. So it's just like you're spinning your wheels. That's one of the good things about dating apps. You don't have to wait for like that person at the grocery store that may be attractive, may be interested in you. Hopefully they're single, et cetera, et cetera. You can just swipe on through. You can see right there what they do, how old they are, if they have kids, if they want kids. That's questions I ask on my app. And then, you can get your impression of them, and you can swipe and it's on to the next one. So that's one of the good things about apps. It's kind of like quick turnover. But the idea is to get off the app. Yeah. Get off the app, step out in real life, find that person, try it out. And once you I mentioned this previously, once you find someone you're interested in, focus on them. You don't have to have 20 different people you're trying to text and get to know at the same time. If there's someone that you're interested in, give those other people, the door.
I agree.
And you can always find more people. Like there's no shortage. But I think part of it is people don't really want it. They say they want a relationship, or they say they want to get married. They actually don't want it. They want something to just fall in their lap. People aren't willing to compromise. I mean, they got this wish list of what they're looking for. It's like, come on now. What is someone's character? How do they treat you?
Yeah.
How do they treat themselves? How do they treat other people? Those are really the things that matter and that last. Are they honest? Do they have integrity? Do they respect you? A lot of things you can work on. Yeah. You can work on it, but getting those kind of core qualities are important to me. And honestly, my women are really they're being played right now. There's a lot of attention going to, I would say, the easier, younger generation, as far as men in their, let's say, late 30s or 40s who can pull someone in their 20s. And it can be very easy. They don't have to really lift a finger. They don't have to really do any work. It just doesn't take a lot, because that person in their 20s isn't really looking for a lot. And then they're like buying her things. So it goes back to the sugar baby, sugar daddy thing.
Yeah.
Which is promoted a lot in our culture. Reality shows and social media. And I have male family members telling me, they'll meet a girl and they want to take her to dinner, and she's like, oh, I don't want to go there. I want to go to like some fancier restaurant. Like, and I remember the whole controversy about Cheesecake Factory that was going on social media. Right, people act like they're too good for something, or you're not even with the person. They're like, oh, when you gonna fly me out? When we gonna go to Mexico? What? But this is something that they're seeing online, and they think this is real life. They want like designer bags as gifts, and like, we just met. They want money and their bills paid, and we just met. Like, we're in a kind of nonsense time, and this generation is not a quality generation when it comes to dating, in my opinion. So again, if you want to go back to those values, if they are your values, you might have to look at someone in a different age bracket depending on how old you are. So that's kind of my messaging that I have for my family and friends right now. And they're actually starting to listen to me now that they're older. A lot of them want kids, and they kind of have that clock ticking where they feel like they want to get a baby before they turn 40. It's like, I don't know if you don't make it. You might want to freeze your eggs. Because by the time you meet someone, date them, get engaged, get married, etc., then have a baby, that could be, 4 years right there, 5 years.
Yeah.
Hi, hi. I don't want kids. I don't have kids. And honestly, I see that as a blessing in my life, for me personally, because it puts a pressure on you that you wouldn't normally necessarily have. You're looking at everyone like, is this a good father? You got this clock ticking. Like, are we going to be able to get married in the next 2 years? Like, that's a rush and like a stress on a relationship that I don't need or want. But a lot of my girls do want kids. So it's a real thing that they have to consider and trying to reevaluate their dating choices in light of that.
Yeah. And yeah. I'm happy that you brought up about the whole Cheesecake Factory and stuff like that, because I agree with you. This generation is different.
Yeah.
It's different. Like, Louise, like go back to courting and stuff like that. Like,
right.
I used to do it. Like, it's, and for me at age 37, it's hard for me to even date myself. So
right. So no, it's tough. If you're a good quality guy, respectful, etc., don't treat women like trash. You meet a lot of trash women, unfortunately. And you're like, where are like the quality? Like, it's really tough, especially for the men. I think it's easier for women to date an older man.
Yeah.
Whereas if you're a man in your late 30s, you're probably not looking for a woman to be like in her late 40s or 50s necessarily. So then if you're looking at someone your own age or younger, they may or may not be on your level, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So it's tough. I don't want to leave the men out of it, thinking that they just have it all gravy. If you are a good guy, you have it tough right now. You have it really tough, because we are in just a crazy nonsense mess of a generation and culture, unfortunately.
I agree.
And it's like, what can you do for me type of culture.
Yeah, that's a fact. Even though I don't got it together, I ain't gonna hold you, but that's why I've been focused on me first. So when that time come, that person comes, then I'll be ready. So
exactly.
Yeah.
That's my messaging. And that's also another reason why I'm targeting millennial women and not women that are Gen Z. Yeah. Because I want women on the app who already have their own career, their own money, their own goals. They know what they want. Because that's another reason why when you do have someone that's older, maybe more established, whatever the fact, it's not intimidating. Mm-hmm. You already have your own. You're not looking for him to do things for you. You're doing it yourself. I mean, there are things that are a plus, a nice to have when you have a partner, but it's not a must. So that's kind of also the messaging, kind of breaking down that sugar baby, sugar daddy mentality, which is just pervasive nowadays. So yeah, definitely working on yourself, getting yourself to a position where you're a great partner. That is number one before even getting on an app, before even trying to date and have a relationship.
Yes. And I just want to say, thank you for that conversation, because that was a good conversation. I'm not going to lie, that was a good conversation. So thank you for that conversation.
Thank you.
So we're going to switch gears a little bit. And you spoke a little bit about this, but we're going to dive more into it. We wasn't in a pandemic, I guess we're still in it, yeah. But so my question to you is, how did the pandemic affect you? And what did you learn from it?
Oh, that was a really, really tough time. And I lost a lot of people. A lot of people passed away, unfortunately, during the pandemic.
Yeah.
I'm a very social person. I didn't realize how much until the pandemic. I guess you take it for granted when you can always leave the house. You can, especially in New York, there's always something to do. I can always hit someone up and meet up, or go out by myself and meet new people. And I have no problem doing that by myself a lot. But not having that option, it was suffocating for me. Suffocating. And I lived, at the time I was living by myself. I don't have like a pet or anything. It was just quiet. I was working from home. I needed that outlet. And I told myself I'm never doing this again. Like, hopefully this will never happen again. But if we are ever in a situation where we're in a pandemic, can't leave the house, everything's closed, etc., I am getting on a plane if they let me, or I'm just going to drive if they don't let me. And I'm going someplace that allows me to be outside of the house. Like, do you remember how New York was closed and like Texas was wide open?
Yeah.
And like Florida was open?
Yeah.
I'm going down. I am going down to one of those states because I'm not going through this again.
Mm-hmm.
So one thing I learned about myself, I have to have the social outlet. I have to be able to see my friends, spend time with them. I missed that a lot. I ended up actually going to Florida like a couple months into the pandemic. My girl and I, they were kind of shut down, but there's still the beach there and there's still people out and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
It was eye-opening for me. I also kind of shifted gears thinking about career. I don't want a position that would shut down during a pandemic. A lot of people went out of work and, things just kind of spiraled from there. So I think that also informed me choosing, because I was looking to start a business. And I think that's one of the things that informed me choosing online websites and an online dating app versus like a brick and mortar business that I was considering, because something like that is going to be shut down during the pandemic and rent is still due. They put like a moratorium on it, but it's just adding up. It's not being forgiven. So yeah, it had me reevaluating a lot of things and hopefully not taking so many things for granted in regards to the freedoms that we have. That was tough.
No, I agree, because during the pandemic, I dealt with a lot myself, from a lot of people, from dealing with a lot of anxiety and stuff like that, and not doing much, because, I used to be a promoter also before the pandemic, and then now I've been that kind of shift skills for that too. So it was a lot. It was a lot.
It was a lot, man. A lot of people left, moved away.
Yeah.
And then when things shifted from an office to working from home, even more people left. Yeah. So yeah, dealing with that also.
Yeah, but also during the pandemic, a lot of us there were a lot of mental health issues as well.
Yes.
Challenges as well. So my question to you is, why mental health is so important, and what challenges do you have to deal with mental health?
Oh my gosh, I was so depressed during the pandemic. So that's also coming out of the isolation and not having any type of social outlet, being bored out of my mind, and also just trying to think, all right, what am I going to do next? What am I going to do now? It's still not talked about enough, I don't think, especially in the Black community.
Yeah.
Where, we just assume that everyone has it tough, everyone has problems, and you don't really complain about it. Realize how grateful you are. Things could always be worse. Like, that's the kind of messaging that you hear a lot. And also just an expectation that you're going to be so strong because, we are strong.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that we don't have challenges. Something that more recently, for me, if I'm getting really stressed out, is like anxiety, which, like, when I was younger, I don't remember experiencing that. But I have to make sure that kind of goes back to what we were talking about with our peace and sleep and etc.
Yeah.
I can realize when I'm getting like too stressed out or upset about something, overthinking about something and anxious. I have to take a couple of steps back. I have CBD gummies that I've been taking. The idea that I can like work from home certain days isn't a reality for me right now like it was in the past. But I'm going to be having that soon, which I'm really grateful for that opportunity, because just days where I just don't want to deal with folks that day, just taking like a personal day.
Yeah.
That I don't even have to take the time off necessarily. I could just work from home, kind of work at my own pace. And then I can kind of have that kind of self-care that I'm not able to have if I'm at work all day.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's unfortunate that it doesn't get a lot of attention until something happens, until there's some type of crisis or we lose someone. But, and especially for women, the rates of depression and anxiety are high. And I don't think that we really talk about it as much as we should. And I'm sure that for men, I don't know, like in male friend groups, if that's really discussed at all, especially in the Black community. But for me, myself, I talk about wellness. I used to be like a wellness educator back in the day. The idea of meditation, yoga, healthy snacks, healthy eating. There's just things that you can do along the way that helps with your inner peace. That hopefully when things do take a turn, you have those kind of resources that you can go back to deal with them in healthier ways. Because that's another thing, unhealthy coping mechanisms, better ways to handle stress, better ways to handle anger, depression, anxiety, than ways that are harmful. So yeah, the pandemic made me evaluate some more things like that as well.
Same here. I agree because one thing I want to do on this show now is talk about this because a lot of people have different stories and like I said, it's not showcased enough. So I decided to make it showcase even more now because it is important, especially with sisters. I've been doing it too with anxiety and depression. So it's a lot and need to be spoke about. So like I said, thank you for sharing that and thank you for sharing your story. So let's switch gears a little bit to more positive stuff. So what is your dream venture? Like something that you always want to do, but you never got a chance to do it.
Oh man, I've had so many ideas in the past. There's a lot of things that different paths I could have gone on, like things that I felt like I could have been good at that just didn't pursue for a lot of reasons. I'm really good with like research and investigations. I always had like kind of an idea of being like a private investigator, like a PI, or having like my own firm doing that. That is something that I probably won't end up doing. Another thing I really love are animals. I've volunteered a lot with different rescue groups, animal shelters. I've done fostering of animals. And I had this idea that I would have like an animal rescue, like a sanctuary, where they could just live out their lives, without fear of being euthanized or anything like that. And people can come and adopt them. So that's another thing that I thought that maybe in the future I would do. I'm not sure if that's actually going to happen. But there's a lot of different things that I like and that I'm interested in, that I am passionate about in some areas. But it's like you only have so much time in the day. I'm the type of person, like I'll start a project and then I'll put it down and I won't pick it back up. I started a television script years ago and I thought it was really good and put it down, didn't pick it back up. I started a book years ago, like a children's book, put it down, didn't pick it back up. So it's like, when you say like dream ventures, there's like 100 things probably I can think of that I knew would be successful, that I was interested in, and that maybe I started or didn't start, had the idea and didn't move forward with it. But, I have to make kind of sacrifices now as I think about the amount of time that I have, having a day job, having Fox Hunters Club that I'm not going to give up on. I've like committed to myself that this is not going to be yet another project that I put down and didn't pick up.
Yeah.
And then also my personal life. I got engaged recently, so I have to spend, thank you. So, spending time with my fiance, also try to find time for my friends. We moved down to the Philly area, so I'm not in New York as often, but trying to connect with my girls where I can, traveling when I can is just, and again, not wanting to overwhelm myself and build up my, stress, anxiety, especially when it comes to planning a wedding. So there's a lot of probably dream ventures where if I could clone myself, I would be doing probably at least 3 or 4 more things right now.
No, I agree with you because it's a lot of stuff that I want to do as well. I also,
I
just thought of a TV script too, but then I've been doing the same thing too. I've been doing a lot of stuff. Yeah. So much that you could do, and but anything possible. Anything possible. So, yeah.
You never know.
And also congrats on the engagement too. By the way, that's dope.
Thank you.
So, what other projects that you do got going on that you have not spoke about yet?
I don't know if there's a thing. So right now what I'm working on is determining the next launch city. Like I said, we just launched in Philly and I'm reaching out to different media outlets about that. We just did a partnership for a homeless outreach event called Blessing in the Bag with a local nonprofit. That was really great. It's called One Kind Act a Month is the name of the nonprofit. So, doing more in the Philly area, I might do like a happy hour kind of hosted event. Cause the outreach event was in Camden, so South Jersey, like 15 minutes from Philly, but, probably less, probably more like 5 minutes from Philly. But, I might do something in actual Philly, do an event there, maybe partner with one of the organizations. Just still trying to figure that out. But right now, I'm trying to see what's the next city going to be. Is it going to be Boston,
Mhm.
or is it going to be the DMV area, the DC area? So I've been thinking about how I want to approach this. If I want to do like surveys, kind of solicit information from the general public. Because my plan was to initially kind of go south, travel south with the app
Yeah.
launching. But I had someone reach out to me saying, don't forget about Boston, Rhode Island, Delaware. Well, Delaware is like closer to here, but the like New England states.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see. I don't know if I want to put the resources there. I have a cousin that lives there and spoke with her, got her opinion what the kind of dating scene is, a single scene. But I think I need more data.
Mm.
So do a little research, see what the market is like. But I think that's really my next project is determining what the launch cadence is going to be. People have been asking me when you come into Atlanta. Atlanta is going to be a big launch. So many people are already interested. People have already signed up in Atlanta. People asking when are you going to come to Tampa. So, Florida is going to be like another whole thing, hitting those key cities there. But yeah, it's a lot. And again, try not to overwhelm myself. It's just me. I don't have like a team of people helping me. Um, so yeah, that's what's next for me is figuring out what the launch plan is going to be.
No, that's amazing. Like I said, keep doing amazing things. You are killing it. So
Thank
keep
you.
going, keep going. So what do you have to say for anybody that's going the same route as you? Say something inspirational. Like with the dating app, you being a journalist, everything. Say something inspirational.
I would say the key is if it's something you want, don't give up. We were talking about those projects that I started and put down, I think it really speaks to my commitment to them, right? Because if it was something that I actually really wanted, I wouldn't have given up. We kind of mentioned it when we were talking about folks dating and trying to find a partner. Do they actually want it? Or they just want some image of that would be, or they think that you should have a partner by now because of their age, or whatever the case. But actually, do you want it? Because it's a lot of work. Whether we're talking about dating or we're talking about a business, starting a business, running a business, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of opportunities to give up. There's a lot of second guessing. Did I make the right decision? Am I on the right path? Should I go left? Should I go right? It's a lot of time and money involved. So if it's something that you actually really want and you know it in your heart, then don't give up on it. It may take longer than you expected. You may have to, stop and start or pull back a little bit and then go forward. All of that is normal. You'll see a bunch of kind of like GIFs and things like that about entrepreneurship and what that journey looks like. And it's not just like a straight line, like it's kind of like a spikes up and down type of thing because it's a lot of work. But the important thing is believe in yourself. Don't give up.
That is definitely a good message. That is definitely a good message. So before you go, we will play a segment game called Five Random Topic, where I ask you five random topic and you just answer. It could be a short response, long response. It's up to you.
Okay.
And I would join in with you on this. So are you ready?
Yes.
All right. So the first thing is, what is your favorite food?
Pizza.
Okay, good choice. Good choice. No, I eat a lot. I like a lot of food, but of course my favorite is Thai food.
Oh, okay. That's
Thai food,
delicious.
yeah, but I do like pizza too. I do like pizza too. So, okay, what is your favorite romantic movie?
Oh, I don't know if I really like romantic movies, to be honest. But The Notebook wasn't bad. And what about Titanic? Does that count as a romantic?
In a way, yeah. In a way,
Anyway, okay.
In a way, yeah. If I had to say, this is kind of hard. I'm gonna say there's one movie called A Walk to Remember, which is an amazing war movie. Yeah, that was pretty sad. I'm gonna say that was really sad. Yeah, it was really sad. One funny movie. I'm gonna say Hitch, Will Smith movie. Hitch.
Okay.
Eva Mendes, and I guess we could say Love Jones. I'm gonna say Love Jones.
Okay.
So that's a good one. That's a good one. Okay. Next we're gonna say what is the best first date for you?
I like live music. and some food and drinks. Yeah, that seems like kind of an easy go-to, but I think it's a classic date.
No, that is. I'm actually agree with you. I would say walk in the park, food, drinks, stuff like that, and yeah, something fun. I like something fun for a first date. Okay, I mean you probably answered this already. Who is your favorite artist right now?
Oh, I guess we were talking about Maxwell a bit, but I even think that like his newer stuff I'm still into. I know that he's on tour right now, I believe, and talking about going to one of those tour dates. So still Maxwell after all these years.
Nice. My favorite artist right now? Yeah, that's kind of hard. I'm gonna say Kendrick.
Okay.
Kendrick been killing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, speaking of Kendrick, this is my last one. Who would you rather listen to, Kendrick or Drake?
Ooh.
I had to throw that there.
I know, right? I would still say Drake, just based off the catalog and the hits and the kind of sing-alongs. It would still be Drake.
I mean, for me, Drake always had my favorite first 3 albums, but I think overall, I like Kendrick overall. Even way before the beef.
Okay.
But I always like Kendrick. Though. But Miss Brownie, thank you for coming on the show. It was a really good conversation, and congrats on everything that you are doing with the dating app, being engaged, and everything. You know,
thank you.
Killing it. You are doing amazing, and thank you for coming on.
Thank you so much for having me. I've been wanting to be on your show forever. This is an amazing opportunity. I appreciate you.
And thank you for coming on. I've been wanting you on my show, so thank you for coming on. It really means a lot. But before you go, drop your social media where everybody can reach you, and drop where they could check out your articles and where they could download the dating app.
Yeah, you can always go to foxhuntersclub.com to have the download links and social media links there. But on social, it is Fox Hunters Club. LifeEntertainmentNews.com for your entertainment and lifestyle news. Also have that Newswire section that I mentioned. That's LifeEntertainmentNews.com. And on socials is LifeENT News.
Yeah, thank you, Ms. Brownie, again for coming on the show. And thank you, and we'll be right back. Hello, everybody. This is your boy Ken, aka Mr. Gentleman. Now, I am the host of Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast, and this commercial break is brought to you by Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast presents Spin-off Series Thursdays. And Spin-off Series Thursday is the new home for Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast Spin-off Series that brought to you shows like A Conversation About Music Podcast, The Old School Show, and Date Night Talk Podcast. And A Conversation About Music Podcast is a music spin-off series where we talk about anything music, from the current music scene and the old school music scene, where we interview many guests that's in the music industry and artists about their music journey. We have a segment game called The Face Off, which is a versus inspired game. And we have roundtable discussion about variety of music topics. And y'all can check out A Conversation About Music Podcast every first Thursday at 12 a.m. Every first Thursday at 12 a.m. Now, the Old School Show that features myself and the star Roddy Rod is a show where we discuss anything old school, from music, TV shows, movies, and many more. We also bring in guests to join in on the old school conversation. Y'all can check out the Old School Show with myself and the star Roddy Rod every fourth Thursdays at 12 a.m. Every 4th Thursday at 12 p.m. And last but not least, we have Date Night Talk Podcast with myself and Miss Vanna B, where we talk about anything relationship related topics like love, dating, relationships, cheating, the good and the bad, and many more. And y'all can check out this spin-off series, Date Night Talk Podcast, every second and third Thursday at 12 p.m. So look out for Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast Presents Spin-off Series Thursday, a conversation about music podcast every first Thursday. The Old School Show with myself and the Star Riding Rod every fourth Thursdays, and Date Night Talk Podcast with myself and Miss Vanna B every second and third Thursdays. And y'all can check out Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast every Sundays for the main series and every Thursday for spin-off series Thursdays. And thank y'all for checking out this commercial break. And now back to your regularly scheduled program. True! I just want to take the time to thank everybody for tuning into this latest episode of Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast. Thanks to my special guest, Miss Brownie Marie, for coming on the show. Thank you for sharing your story. Thank you for telling my audience about everything that you do. And thank you for coming on the show. It really means a lot. And good luck to the Fox Hunter Club. I know it's going to be a major success. So keep killing it. And thank you again for coming on the show. If you want to check out The Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast, you can check out The Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast every Sundays for the main series, every Thursday for spin-off series Thursdays, where we have shows like a conversation about music podcast every first Thursday at 12 p.m. Date Night Talk Podcast with myself, Miss Vanna B, every second and third Thursday at 12 p.m. And the Old School Show with myself and the Star Riding Ride every fourth Thursday at 12 p.m. Spin-off Series Thursday will be returning in January of 2025. You can check us out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Pods, and many more. We are now also on Pandora and many more. You can rate the show 5-star rating on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Good Pods, Podchasers. The more y'all rate the show, more people know about Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel at Ken, a.k.a. Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast. Ken, a.k.a. Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast, where we have the audio version, Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast TV, Mr. Gentleman Fact Quote the Day, and many more. If you want to be a guest on Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast for the main series or any other spin-off series Thursday show, send me a bio about yourself and everything that you do to my email, ken@gmail.com, or him up on social media, Ken _Mr. Gentleman. I repeat, Ken, Ken _Mr. MR Gentleman, GENTLEMAN, on Instagram, X, Threads, and many more. And we can set something up. So I am still looking for guests for the rest of season 8 and season 9 of Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast. If you want to check me out on the Premier Boy Podcast with myself, Aaron Quinto Sands, Star Riding Rod, and Long Live the Chief Mighty Mal, new episodes of my team show, the Premier Boys Podcast, every Wednesdays at 12 p.m., a part of the Premier Powerverse Network. Other shows in the Premier Powerverse Network is King Talk with Aaron Sands, hosted by Aaron King Talk Sands, every Friday at 12 p.m. New season coming soon. Star Time Podcast hosted by the Star Riding Ride. You can check out all episodes of Star Time Podcast right now on every podcast platform. And welcome to the trilogy hosted by Long Live the Chief Mighty Mal. New episodes coming soon. Listen and support every show in the Premier Powerverse. And it's time for everybody's favorite segment. It's time for Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Shadow, where we spotlight 4 podcast shows and we give them their flowers. Last week, we have shout out Pedal of Support, the Candid Carol podcast, the Elevation Edit podcast, and the Things About Us. Check out the 4 shows that we have for Mr. Gentleman, like the shout outs last week. And today we got 4 new shows for Mr. Gentleman, like the shout outs. The first show that we're going to shout out is the Geeky Dad podcast hosted by Rafael Moran, where he discussed many geeky topics from movies, music, TV shows, and many more. This is a really dope show because he does it with his kids. And it's a really dope show. He also had other shows in the Geeky Dad universe. We have Geeky Dad After Dark, where he do with his wife. And he have the Multiverse Kids, which is his kids spin-off show. It is a part of the Unfiltered Studio Network. And I went on the Geeky Dad podcast. It's a really dope show. The Geeky Dad podcast. Next show that we're going to talk about is the Redefining Wellness podcast, where she discussed many healthy topics. We talk about health, mental health, how to stay fit, and talk about her journey in fitness and many more. She interviewed many guests, and I just found out this show recently. And this is a really dope show. Everybody should definitely check out the Defining Wellness podcast. The next show that we're going to talk about is the Brown Girl Journey podcast, where she discussed many topics from mental health, life, relationships, crushes, and many more. She is a therapist and an educator, and this is a really dope show as well. Another new show that I recently started listening to, so check out the Brown Girls Journey podcast. And last but not least, we have another show that's a part of the Unfiltered Studio Network, Chronicles of Virgo, hosted by Shaquita Johnson, which is a really dope show. She dived into her journey, discussed many topics about mental health, and everything that's going on. And she had a lot of dope guests come on her show. I was one of those guests. I was on the Chronicles of Virgo, so definitely check out the Chronicles of Virgo, hosted by Shaquita Johnson. Check out the 4 shows that I mentioned on Mr. Gentleman, like that shout outs. The Geek Dad podcast, the Redefining Wellness podcast, the Brown Girl Journey podcast, and Chronicles of a Virgo podcast. And that is this week, Mr. Gentleman, like thou shout outs. Chill! And of course, add me on Good Pods, Ken, Mr. Gentleman. Y'all already know Good Podcast, the many independent podcasters. We see what everybody listens to. We can rate each other's shows, and we have the charts. And now it's time for Mr. Gentleman, like the achievement, where we spotlight everything Mr. Gentleman, like the podcast is doing. And of course, we had the Good Pod charts for top 100 shows. We are number 10 on the normal charts and number 8 on the indie charts. Thank you for continuing to listen and support Mr. Gentleman. Like that podcast on Good Pod really means a lot. For Society and Culture, we are still number 1. We've been number 1 for 12 days for the Society and Culture chart. For the Personal Journal charts, we are still number 1. We've been number 1 for 18 days. We broke our previous records. So thank you, everybody that continue to listen to Mr. Gentleman, like that podcast on Good Pod really means a lot. Or if you've been supporting Mr. Gentleman, like that podcast in general, thank you. It really means a lot. And thank you. And of course, I checked out the official website, www.realmrgentlemanlikethatpodcast.com. You can listen to every episode of Mr. Gentleman, like that podcast. Watch every video of Mr. Gentleman, like that podcast. Check out every guest who's been on Mr. Gentleman, like that podcast. All 72 guests. Miss Brownie Marie profile will be added on the official website. So check that out right now. Check out every guest appearance that I've been on. I get on more guest appearances coming real soon. So look out for that. And of course, check out the official merch store of Mr. Gentleman, like the podcast, www.tpublic.com. Just search Mr. Gentleman, like the store. We have shirts, hoodies, mugs, and many more. New designs are coming soon. Support the official merch store so we could update our podcast equipment. So check out the official merch store at tpublic.com. Just search Mr. Gentleman, Lifestyle store, or y'all can just buy it through the official website. And check out the official website of Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast, www.realmrgentlemanlifestylepodcast.com. Once again, thank you everybody who tuned into the latest episode of Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast. Next week, we have another episode, which is a solo episode entitled The Origin of the Mr. Gentleman Name. So we're going to talk about how I got the name Mr. Gentleman and many more. Have a good day or night, wherever you're listening to this episode.
This is a Coupon Queenman from the CQP Moments podcast, and you're listening to the Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast with the man himself, Ken, Mr. Gentleman. Don't forget to like and subscribe.